Okay. So we're actually, since we have a shorter amount of time together, I'm going to get us started in a position to create some space and opening through the front of the body. So what I'd like you to do is to come over to your mat. Just checking to make sure you can see me. And you're probably already on your mat, unlike me. We're going to lie over a roll that is as long as from your tail to the crown of your head. So you may want to make your fold quite long to start in a rectangle shape, like so, and then roll it into a nice firm rolled so that you have enough for the whole span of your torso. So your head at one end and your tail on the blanket at the other. Okay. If sometimes you might have a thin cylinder foam roller, you could use that, like a long one. Or you could also, if you have a bolster that's really narrow, you could try using that as well. And we'll start with the feet on the ground. What I like about this is, well, it requires you to balance a little bit. So it keeps your body awake instead of just kind of drifting off, laying down on the floor. But it also can provide a little bit of release through the whole torso. So the two halves of the pelvis, the two sides of the ribs, the chest and shoulders, and even your head is kind of, we're resting on the midline here. So you can just let your arms relax out to the side or wherever is comfortable. And again, you might feel a little like your parts of you want to rock side to side. Just see if you can sort of find your center, relaxing, making sure your head is supported. And if you need a little bit more under your head, you can take a towel or another blanket and just give yourself extra support. And our mudra that we're working with this week is the Vayu mudra, which is our wind energy element, wind element. And so maybe you can do this without looking at your hands. So you take your index finger and curl it towards the base of the thumb, which the fleshy mound of the thumb there. And the middle and the ring and the pinky extend. And then you take your thumb and just wrap it around the index finger. So it secures the index finger in place. Now, if you find that you're not able to get your index all the way down to the base of the thumb, just put it anywhere on the thumb itself. I know it's a little bit of a stretch for my fingers to do that. So I'm just connecting the thumb pad to the index finger and slowing your breath down. Cultivating the breath as the element of air coming in and out of the body. Bringing in a feeling of lightness and ease through this air element. Lightness, maybe playfulness, shedding any sense of heaviness or dullness in the body and the mind. And so just be here another moment or so to let your shoulders relax around the roll. Let your pelvis settle. And then go ahead and open your eyes. Bring your arms up to the sky. Just keep your arms where they are. Let your shoulders relax a little. And then feet about hip distance apart. We're going to lift the right foot off the floor. And just see where your balance is there. So if you're on this roll, you might feel just a little bit of topsy-turvy. And then set the right foot down, Lift the left foot up if you can. Just notice if there's breath holding or if there's any sort of gripping or tensing other than what's natural to help you balance. Set the left foot down, bring the right foot up. You can bring it up at any height you want here. And then bring the right foot down, bring the left foot up. And then bring the right foot up one more time. And take the left arm and start to stretch it back towards the wall behind you. And then take the right leg and stretch it a little away from you. So just a little bit. They don't have to go all the way straight. And then bring the arm and leg back in. Bring the right foot down. Then we'll lift the left foot up. Start to take the right arm back as you stretch the foot a little bit away from the hand, so to speak. Doing a little dead bug here. And bring the left foot down. Now we'll do one more time. Bring the right foot up. Start to stretch it towards the wall in front of you as your hand goes towards the wall behind you. Again, doesn't have to go straight all the way. And then we'll switch. Left foot lifts. Left foot reaches away from the right arm. And then go ahead and set feet back down, arms back down to the side. And just notice where you felt that engagement. Did you feel it through your lower torso, upper torso? Maybe you felt it in your shoulders. Ideally, the whole core is responding. One more nice slow exhale. Okay, and then we're going to roll to one side and press yourself up away from the floor. Take your roll aside for now. We're going to come on to your hands and knees. Sorry, not hands and knees, forearms and knees. So we'll take a couple of blocks and bring your forearms to the blocks here. So your hands are just, you can bring the palms of your hands together if you like, interlace your fingers. Knees are under the hips. You can have the tops of the feet flat or tuck the toes, whatever's comfortable. And let your abdomen relax a little. Feel the breath flowing in and out. As you breathe in, feel the ribs expand. As you breathe out, just a little bit of core contraction there. And then the next time that you exhale, slide the right foot back, straighten the leg, bring the right foot away from the floor. And we'll just hold this position. Back of the neck is long. So you might feel some work through your shoulders here, through your midsection, maybe into your hips. And then bring the right knee back to the floor. Let's relax the abdomen again. So we're cultivating a responsive core rather than anticipating a bracing. So relax abdomen, then start to slide the left leg back. So we're just letting the core respond by contracting as it will. And then still breathing into your ribs. We just don't want to put a lot of pressure down into the low belly, which can kind of push on the pelvic floor muscles. So we want to maintain, we want to pull the navel into the spine here. Just maintain that relaxed breathing. Go ahead and bring the left knee down. Let's try the right side again. Slowly lift and reach back. We're just holding, tuning into our core muscles here. There still should be a little bit of ability to breathe. Okay, right knee down. Let's go left side last time here. Especially women, as we work with core, we want to be conscious of from the diaphragm all the way down to the floor of the pelvis. Okay, and then left knee comes down. You can come up onto hands and blocks and then round into cat and tilt into cow. with your hands on the blocks just gives you a little bit more length in your arms. Now, one thing to notice as you're moving into cat-cow, if you watch me a second, is are you shifting forward and back? So is your body moving towards your head and then towards your feet? So we want to maintain the thighs straight up and down. So there's rotation of the pelvis actually on the thigh bones. Okay, so we'll do one more here. And coming back into center. Now bring your right foot forward. You can have a blanket under your back knee if you like. Rise up into a low lunge here. Walk the front foot forward, hands on the front thigh. And let's take the fingertips to the sides of the head. So your elbows are wide, and then take a little twist to the right. Just a core twist here. And then slowly back through center. Take a twist to the left. And then back through center and rotate to the right. So the hips and the legs stay steady, and then rotate to the left. And come back to center. Reach the arms up if you like, or to a wide V. Feel your breath flowing from the nose down into the lungs and back out again. Just a nice good morning stretch here. And then hands come down. We'll switch feet. Right foot goes back, left foot goes forward. And I just realized we're welcoming in the first day of summer. So welcome the solstice. Bring your fingertips to the side of the head. And then twist to the left. Remember, this is a turning through the ribs, the upper back. Twist to the right. Rotate to the left. So the shoulders, the ribs, the whole torso. Twist to the right again. Come back to center. Reach the arms to a wide V if you like, or up. And maybe go back a little bit. Stay long through the torso. And then sweep the hands down. Straighten the back leg and step the back foot forward. We'll come into a standing forward fold. Fingertips on the blocks, or you can do half forward bend here, hands on the knees. Check in with your breath again. When you're in a forward bend here, your breath can be different. You can feel it in the lower abdomen, or maybe the middle, or even in the upper back, wherever you feel it. And inhale, stand all the way up, circle the arms out and around, and the hands together in front of the heart. Shift your weight over to your left foot. Bring your right leg up, knee bent in front of you. And then take your right hand to your right base of your right thigh here and create a little connection, pressing down and up. So down with the hand, up with the leg. This works the lower part of the core and the hip flexor. All right, now we're going to sweep the right leg back, come into warrior three, float forward, tilt forward. Find the balance as best you can on the right foot. Okay, let's get fancy here and find the floor behind you. Touch down, ground through the heel, coming into a bent front leg, warrior one. So adjust your stance for Virabhadrasana 1, hips face square to the front. And take the fingertips behind your head again, or to the sides of the head. Now let's try a twist to the left here. And feel the difference between being on your knees and being on your feet. And then back through center and over to the right. And then rotate to the left. Every time we turn, all those little muscles through the core respond. Back to center, take the arms up if you like to that wide V, or in line with the ears. You reach down through your legs now and see if that provides a little bit more lift, a little more sense of maybe upliftment for you. And then sweep the arms around behind you. Interlace your fingers. Lift the back of the arms up. And let's tilt forward over the front leg. So let's not go inside, deep inside the front leg here. We're going to stay straight forward, tilting the pelvis. Spine stays long. And then rise back up. Release your arms, right foot steps forward. And shift weight over to the right foot now. Balancing, bring the left knee up. And then just press your knee against your thigh against your hand against your thigh. And as you hold this, you might feel the muscles in the hip flexor just starting to engage or wake up a little bit. And can you breathe naturally with this response here? Okay, and then float into warrior three. So tilting over the front leg. You can have your arms out to the side if you want. And then find the floor behind you. The heel grounds for warrior one, bending into the front leg. Take the fingertips to the side of your head. So now check in here before you twist. Is there a little bit of a thrust through your rib cage forward? Right? So that can happen naturally. I don't want you to yank your ribs downward, but just soften a little bit. Let the front of the breastbone just release downward in a relaxed position. And then twist from there. Okay, so we're rotating to the right and through center and to the left. And just notice sometimes the ribs just want to poke forward. Their tendency to do that. It's not terrible. Just here, we're maintaining more of a neutral core here. Twist to the right and then to the left. And back to center. Take the arms up, warrior one. And let the breath support you here. So the wind element, as we are using this morning as our metaphor for the breath, and then bring the arms around behind you, interlace the fingers, lift the arms. Okay, now we're going to tilt forward, keep the connection through your arms and shoulders. Did your front knee want to fall in a little when this bow happened? Just be paying attention to the foot, the hip. All right, and then rise back up, release the arms, left foot steps forward. Good. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Shift weight over to the left foot again. This time, bring the right foot behind you. You can catch your foot with your hands. And if that doesn't work for you, what you do is you just keep the shin more parallel to the floor and press it back. So that's going to give you some extension through your hip and actually give you a little bit more work through your bum. It just so happens my body's built that I can easily catch my foot. I can't say that it's anything I've trained over the years so much. Right. We'll do one more baby dancer now, either holding the foot or not. Bring the left arm forward. I'll show it without holding the foot. And then you're reaching out. Keep the bend in the right knee, tilting out over the left leg here. It's just different ways to do the same pose. Okay, and then come back up, release your right foot to the floor. Lots of balance there. Now we'll balance on the right foot. Again, either catch the foot or bend the knee. Keep the knee bent about 90 degrees. Press back. When you grab your foot, you actually don't use your bum muscles quite as much. You get more of a passive stretch through the thigh, which is great. And it can also be good to do this actively without your hand. Now reach the right arm forward, baby dancer. Soft gaze. All right, and then slowly release and come back to center. Ooh, all right, lovely. Inhale the arms up. Let's sit back into chair pose. Exhale. Keep the weight even through the feet. Hands to the breastbone, take a twist to the right. Can you feel just the core respond here? And through center and over to the left. There's lots of ways your body can twist in lots of different positions. Back through center, interlace your fingers behind the back. Now you can either stay upright here, hands at the tailbone, or bow forward, take the clasped hands towards the sky. Have your feet a little wider if that provides you a bit more space in your hips. And let's all bow forward now. Bring the hands down to the floor. We'll step back into downward dog. Bend the knees a little bit so the tops of your thighs, way up at the top of the thighs there, that part presses back. Reach down through the hands and press the floor forward a little bit. And then tune into your breath. We'll stay here 1 or 2 more breaths. And then bring your knees down to the floor. Let's come onto the forearms now. Interlace your fingers. Now this is where we want to have the shoulders over the elbows. The elbows can be a little bit wider if they need to be. And then start to either, I'll give you options here, either walk your legs, your knees back. We're going to come into a forearm plank hold here. You can also do this with tucked toes and straight legs. So I'm going to do the knee down position today. The farther you walk the knees back, of course, the less support you have. And so you're going to feel more into your core here. If you feel it all in your shoulders, I really, really emphasize, if you only feel it all in your neck and shoulders, then just do the knees down position or even the all fours position. Stay here and breathe. You can hear my breathing probably got a little labored. All right, good. Put your knees down, come all the way onto the front of your body. All the way to the front of the body. Take the arms by your side. And then lift arms and chest and head into locust. Palms can face the legs here. You'll feel the engagement through the arms. And as you explore staying here a moment, feel the breath into the belly, especially when you're on the front of your body. Strong upper back. Legs are engaged, but not tense. And then go ahead and come all the way down. And then just do a little flip over onto your back. Right. And just for a moment here, just settle into your feet, your torso, shoulders, and head. Check in with your breath. And then bring your feet off the floor so your knees are bent here. Now it depends on the support that's available in your core. Sometimes if your knees are closer in towards your chest, you'll feel a little less tension in the lower back. I know for me, when I bring my knees out away from my torso, I get more of an arch in my back. It's not necessary to flatten your back all the way to the floor unless you need to do that initially just to support yourself. Okay, but over time, you want to maintain more of a neutral curve here. And then arms come wide. Now let's drop the left knee, start to let it drop out to the left side, just the left knee. And then pick up the right side of the pelvis to bring the right leg across towards the left. So we've created a twist in the pelvis now. So your right shoulder blade stays down, and I'm hovering my knees away from the floor here. Right shoulder blade stays down. And then lead with the right leg. Bring it up to the sky, out to the right, and then let the pelvis start to roll as the left leg and left side of the pelvis come off the floor. And then pause there. So we're in a little core twist. And then lead with the left leg, open it up to the left, and then roll on the pelvis. Let the right leg come up, right hip come up. So hopefully you're getting the idea here, and you can go side to side. It's a little different than like a windshield wiper. And just go a few more times, just easy side to side. You don't have to go to the floor. Just go in a place that feels comfortable for your back. And then once you've gone both sides pretty evenly here, bring your feet back to the floor, and then clasp your behind your left thigh and stretch your leg up in the air. Hold the back of the leg with your fingers. We'll stretch out through the foot and the hamstrings. You can bend and straighten the leg a couple times. And then switch legs. Right leg comes in, clasp around the back of the thigh. Stretch the leg up. Just explore opening up your back line of your leg here. And then slowly lower the left foot down. If you want to, or right foot down rather, if you want to, you can finish here with a little knees to chest, maybe a little rocking around, circling your knees. And then feel free to stretch your legs out into Shavasana, or if you want to come up and sit for the last couple of minutes. Let your arms relax if you're on the floor. If you're sitting, you want to take your Vayu mudra this week. So again, the index finger curls the tip down to the mound of the base of the thumb. Thumb wraps around the index finger. Other three fingers extend. Relax your shoulders. Feel breath by breath now. A subtle current of the breath. Each breath massaging the organs. Reminding us of this amazing body that we each have. That carries us through life, breath by breath. And if you'd like to stay here a little longer on your own, feel free to do so. If you're ready to come up and join me for a seat, that's good too. You can bring your hands in front of your heart, whether you're lying down or sitting up. We'll share an Om together. Take a nice breath in. Om.